will seek and I will find, while I try to keep a steady mind. I will follow all the signs. This healing takes time. I will find my way back home.
Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the thumbnail. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Recently went on a hike, one of the hardest hikes I've ever done. It was Mount Adams in Randolph, New Hampshire. I brought my camera gear, wanted to record. My plan was to hike up. I was with some friends. I didn't want to record going up. You know, it takes a lot of time, a lot of setting up, and I want to enjoy my time with my friends. So the idea was to vlog the hike on the way down because I was leaving a day earlier because I had to work. But this hike was just way too hard. And to be honest, I didn't even have any interest in taking my camera out of the bag. No matter how good the view was, you know, you look back and you see the elevation gain, you see the mountains over top. No matter how good the view was, I just enjoyed it and soaked it up. So on the way down, my plan was to vlog, but again, it was too steep. I didn't want to fall. You really had to watch your footing. I'll have to look it up, but it was like a 60-degree incline the entire time. Like I said, this was the hardest hike I've ever done. So some of my friends have some really good phones, some of the new iPhones and the new Samsung phones. So they took some pictures, some videos on the top. It was extremely windy, so I'll put a little thing down so if you have your headphones in, just to turn down the volume. I like to play the video so that you can hear how windy it was. It was very windy. You couldn't even hear each other talking, but I also don't want to blow your eardrums out. So I figured I gotta take everything out of my bag, so I might as well do a hiking bag loadout, and I'll show you what I carried on this overnight trip. So start with just some of the stuff I had to take out. I always carry a down jacket. This is a Mountain Hardwear jacket. Standard gloves, let them air out, they're wet. So Mountain Hardwear, love this jacket. I actually got this jacket, I think it's a 600 fill down. I got this jacket at Winners, so keep an eye out for Winners. They always have good deals. Usually I start off cold, so I just wear my, still a little wet. So base layer with a moisture wicking base layer with a moisture wicking t-shirt. Same t-shirt I have on here, just my channel t-shirt. Usually I sleep in just the base layer or without it, but I always take this off, even though I sweat in a bit. I take it off and I stuff it in my sleeping bag. That way there it dries overnight with my body heat. So the base layer, I have two of them. I have one from Costco, which great prices. This one here is actually it's a Canadian store called Giant Tiger. So the name brand is Mountain Ridge. I'm sure they have a website, but I'm pretty impressed with it. Spandex polyester, no cotton. You don't want to have cotton hiking. So puff jacket. I wear insulated pants, McKinley's. These are McKinley's. I got these from I think Atmosphere or Mark's Work Warehouse. Either one. Canadian Tire owns it. Canadian Tire owns Atmosphere, Mark's Work Warehouse. Sport Check. I got these from Sport Check online. That's where I got them. And I actually end up ripping them up on the top. The wind was so strong that I lost my footing and slipped, and my crampon caught the side. So kind of bummed about that, but whatever. I'll look for some iron-on stuff. It's in the pockets. So these I just wear with my base layer long johns underneath. I don't wear pants, just my long johns and these. So compass, some hot pads, extra batteries, some garbage. Always carry a compass and a map of the area that you're in. It's in the bag. But before I go, just before the tree line, there was an actual lean-to or cabin that we were staying at, and I checked it out from the peak of the mountain to there, and I set a bearing at home before I left. And before I exited the tree line, I made sure that this was, did another bearing before you leave the tree line, and it was dead on from the bearing I took, or the azimuth I should say, from where I took from the tree line on the map to the top of the mountain. So that, maybe I'll talk a bit about that more. So McKinley pants, what's in here? Oh, another hot pocket, another hot pad, protein bar, some mitts, toque. These are just your standard toque. Make sure it's not cotton. This is your standard mitts. I was pretty impressed with these mitts. I got them at sale. Yeah, I did need to put a hot pad in them, but just a few times my hands got cold if I wasn't moving. But once I started moving, they actually started to sweat, and they repelled the wind didn't go through them. So pretty impressed with these. Throw them out. And socks, I just use Kodiak socks. I got these at Canadian Tire. 100% merino wool. I'm gonna throw them in the wash. Boots, I absolutely love these boots. These are the Solomon boots. You can check out, I'll put a link to a video up top. I have an unboxing and a little review. So far, they've performed well. I mean, they haven't really showed too much signs of wear. I was worried about where it creases. You can see where they're starting to wear out where it creases, but that's common. They're a few years old now. Keeps my feet nice and dry. In the morning, they're usually frozen from the sweat, but my feet never got cold in them at all. And let's get into the bag. So the bag I use is the Osprey bag. It's the 85 liter. I believe it's the 85 liter. Yep, Ether 85. This is my multi-day bag, mostly just for winter. You can carry a lot more stuff. I've been on, in summertime, I've been on week-long hikes. The only thing that changes throughout your days, like if for longer days, is the amount of food you carry. So strapped onto the outside is my GPS. So I carry my phone, which my phone isn't very reliable. The battery doesn't last very long. I always carry a map and compass and a GPS with extra batteries. They're probably in there. So on the outside have my ice pickaxe. Nothing in the pockets. Sometimes in the side pockets I usually keep some snacks, maybe the compass, but lately I've just been keeping the compass in my pocket. This here I keep strapped on the back of my bag. It's mostly to protect the bag from my snowshoes. Oh, the snowshoes. Go grab my snowshoes. So these are the snowshoes I use. I absolutely love these snowshoes. They have a really aggressive grip. Haven't had any problems with them. A lot of time you see people slipping on the trail. Very rare that I slip with these. I love the way this harness is, very easy to put on. It's got the heel raiser as well, so when you're going up a steep incline. These on the way up, pretty much, they stayed up. They stayed on almost the entire time. And so this here, again, it's to mostly protect the bag from the snowshoes, but I also use this on the way down. This particular hike, Mount Adams, I did it a few times, but as fun as this may seem, it's extremely dangerous. I picked up a lot of speed, and a lot of time you can't really stop yourself with your snowshoes. And if you do catch a root or a rock, those snowshoes, they grip in and you can actually break your leg, or if you're coming down and your feet are out, you might hit a tree, which again, the momentum of your body is going. So as fun as this looks, it is very dangerous. But sometimes I use that on the way down. The pocket on the outside, some garbage to toss. Nice, just a standard seat. Got this one from Amazon, it's just cheap. The map of the area with the waterproof AquaQuest pouch. So again, before I leave home, I take a bearing from where the cabin is because it is marked. Up to the top, I set the, I keep saying bearing, but it's an azimuth on this compass because it's a 360 degree. So I take an azimuth, and then before I leave the tree line, I verify that it's correct, and it was dead on. And the reason why you want to do that is that this particular hike, you couldn't see maybe 20 feet in front of you. So it's very easy to get turned around if you don't know which direction to go. And sometimes, you know, there's a younger couple that fell off the side of a mountain in the Adirondacks and were stuck on top of the trees for 3 days. They were rescued, thank God. But something like that could have been prevented if they would have taken an azimuth leaving the tree line so that they knew, take a back bearing and you know exactly where to come back. So that's handy. So map and compass. This here is just an extra pad for sleeping, very standard. You get this at your local home hardware or Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever store that you have. This is just a rain cover. So this top pouch I'll take it completely off. What's good about this pouch is that once you get to your camp, you can just use this to sum it. So you just take your essentials out and just use this to sum it. The straps in here that you can use as a fanny pack. I didn't use it as a fanny pack, I used it as more of a sling on the back because I didn't want it just bouncing on the hips. We'll have a thermometer on the outside. On the inside, my everyday carry. This is Maxpedition. It's pretty heavy. I got it pretty packed. Just your essentials, survival kit, whistle, some ropes, fire starter. I have a video on that as well. Batteries, camera stuff. This here, just extra batteries, my headlamp, an extra flashlight. I always carry 2 lights. And then I carry a 3rd light. This is more of a luxury item. Just if I'm sleeping in a tent or something, I hang it up just so I can have some light. My goggles on this, again, this particular hike. Up at the top, you needed to have this. And if you had exposed skin for a minute or so, you'd instantly get frostbite. I'll look up what the temperature was with the wind. I'm sure it was, you know, it felt like minus 40, but I'll look it up and I'll put it down below. So that's that pack there. Inside, right, this is just my extra clothes, my shell. Yeah, this is my shell jacket. Again, this is from Avalanche. Got this at Winners, really good. It's always best to have lots of layers. And then another down jacket, but this is more of a vest. So I wear this. So I have base layer, t-shirt, my vest, and my shell. And then I use my other 600 fill down jacket, usually at the summit when it's really cold. Or if you're just sitting around camp. Compression sack. Cooking kit is the GSI Duelist, and I use it as a solo kit, but it comes with a kit for 2 people, but I just use it for myself. Teton camp pillow, more of a luxury item. My crampons are the Gravel, or maybe you pronounce it Gravel, I'm not too sure. Awesome, awesome crampons, very easy to use, never came loose. And they have this, I'm not sure what it's called, anti-bolt or something, just this little ball on the heel and on the foot, so that if you have snow piled up in there, it just sort of pushes it off. And the bag is just, actually it's Giorgio Armani. It is, I think they're a clone, well, they're a clone company. I'm not sure what else they do, but it's more of a toiletry bag. It's just nice and thick, and it fits them. So you can find these at a bunch of places, maybe Walmart or something similar. Just food. On this trip I just took dehydrated meals. Toiletry stuff, so I have toilet paper, wet wipes, my toothbrush and everything that I keep in a separate can. Just a washed out peanut butter jar. I have some hand sanitizer, my toothbrush, just a little pouch of Kleenex, kind of redundant because I carry a full roll of toilet paper, but it fits in there. Gas, I have the GSI stove that all nestles in here, and I have another video on another kit that I have with that GSI stove, but for the winter time you can put this upside down so that it's actually gas, liquid gas that comes out instead of the vapor. And for sleeping pad, insulated pad, it's the Teton Sports. This here I got off Amazon. It's Inferno. It's a face mask. It's soaked. Worked very good. I mean, a lot of moisture built up where you breathe, and I gotta wash it because a lot of time your nose keeps running, and it freezes up. But never had an issue with it on. I just sort of pulled it off, and then put it back on when needed. Neck first aid kit. This is just the bag, and then you actually fill up the first aid kit. I have enough stuff in here for 4, kind of overkill, but one of those things that you always take and you never use, and then when you don't take it, that's when you're going to need it. Booties for around the camp. These are from Mech. I think in the States the equivalent would be an REI, I think. Love these down boots. I actually sleep with those too, my sleeping bag. This just, I'm going to have to wash that. My spork. Oh, it's a tall one. That way there, when you're using the dehydrated bags, you're not getting your knuckles all full of food. Pretty long spoon. And last, well not last, I got my sleeping bag last, is just this little towel I just bring, just emergencies, if you want to wipe off or something. And my sleeping bag. Oh, on the outside of this I have an insulated thing for your, this is outdoor research, it's for your water. So where we were, they actually had a spring coming down, still had to boil the water, but it was nice because you didn't have to waste all that gas for snow, melting snow. And lastly is the sleeping bag, which I got to take out to air out. So that's this here. So this is the Teton Sports sleeping bag. So I have 2 Teton sleeping bags. I have a summer one and a winter one. I might actually buy their, they have a sort of temperature one that's in between, which I might actually get just for the fall, because the summer one is not warm enough, and then this winter one is too warm. But I love Teton Sports. They have some really good stuff. I mean, I got their pillow, their insulated sleeping pad, and 2 of their sleeping bags. This is, and I have a separate video on this sleeping bag, but I'll show you again just because I got to take it out to air out. But once it lofts up, I'm pretty impressed with this sleeping bag. It's a really nice sleeping bag. But that's it. So that's pretty much what I took. So as for the trip, I'm going to ask my friends, they're coming back tonight, if I could use their pictures and videos and put them on this bag loadout, I guess you call it. That way there, you'll see what kind of hike it is. I highly recommend it. We did it's called the Lowe's Path. So you start off at this Lowe's store, did some history on the store. They got some cabins. I don't think they're available to rent anymore. I think they're just they're empty. But there's some history, I guess, with the family, and they gave the property, built a cabin back in the 1800s. But definitely a great hike to go on. So it's Adams Mountain in Randolph, New Hampshire. One of the hardest hikes I've ever done. It was tough. It was tough. There's even a disclaimer before you go up that's saying, you know, some people have died up there, and you know, it's a pretty hard hike, and don't go up unless you're in top physical shape, which that mountain sort of reminds you how out of shape you are. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video, and give me a like and subscribe and share it if you thought it was informative. Talk to you guys later.